Okay, well, hello, good evening, my lovely students. I'm sorry for canceling our class today because of two meetings that I had to join, but now I provide you material related to our meeting today. Now, our material, first material in this semester is suggestions. How to make suggestion or how make suggestion. So, do you ever make a suggestion? And I'm sure you have made it. Express a suggestion for something a person do for you, or maybe you got a suggest from the other. Okay, suggestion. Okay, the goal of this material is you must able or you need to have an ability to use these expressions of how to make suggestion. That's the goal. Okay, now what is the suggestion? Well, suggest means to tell someone your ideas, what they could or should do. Remember, to tell someone your ideas about what a person, someone could or should do. Your ideas. And sometimes we will use the other ideas to express the suggestion, but it means we report. Okay? Suggest means to tell someone your ideas about what they could or should do. I'm sure you have made it expression. You have told your ideas to the other on how to make something. Next. Here are some ways or simple way to show your suggestion. First, strong suggestion. Strong. It doesn't mean like this one, strong, but it means word, expressions from us to the other. Okay, for strong suggestion, we use should, or should is used to say what is the right thing or a good thing to do. Okay, when we force to a person to about the right thing or a good thing that he or she must do, we can use should. Look at this example. The grandma said, "I'm always tired." So, what we are going to do or what we are going to say to the grandma when she said, "I'm always tired." So we can use the should like this one. You should go to bed earlier. You should take a nap earlier. You should take a rest earlier, and so on. So should means the grandma should go to the bed as soon as possible to take the rest. That means it's the right thing she should do when she feels tired. Next, we shouldn't or should not, we use should not or shouldn't to say that's not a good thing to do or it's not the right thing. Shouldn't in the other expressions means prohibition. In Indonesia we can say larangan or tidak boleh. Shouldn't to say that's not a good thing to do or it's not the right thing to do. Look at example. So based on the picture, what are the children do? Okay, apply like that. Well done. So we can say you shouldn't play with lighters. You should not play with lighters. Why? Play lighters will make a big fire that will broke the big things around us. Okay, that's the prohibition. You shouldn't play with lighters. You shouldn't play with fire, and so on. And then the other strong suggestion is we can also use need to. Need to means it's necessary to do. And this is the kind of imperative. Imperative or comments. Sometimes we say in Indonesia need to, perlu. Perlu means have means as imperatives or comments. In Indonesia we can say perintah. Okay. Who has a baby at home? Maybe your siblings, your aunt child, and so on. And when you find her or him don't want to eat his or her porridge, we can use this. You need to eat all your food. You need to eat all your food. Or you need have all your food. You need have all your porridge. You need have all your glass of milk, and so on. Need to say something necessary. That also means imperative, perintah or comments. Or this is the right imperative, direct imperative. Eat all your food means imperative, perintah. But we can, when we say you need to eat all your food, it's more calm because the sentence so suggestion, not imperative. So in this pattern, we find that suggestion can be built up from a imperative or comment. Next, we can use why don't you, or it's a good idea to make suggestion. This is the best suggestion according to me, because more softer than the other, like should or need to. So when we use why don't you, it's not not ask you to give an answer, but there is a suggestion. Look at the example. Wow, they had an accident. Yeah. Okay. Why don't you watch the way? Yeah. Why don't you watch the way? Why don't you? Maybe you can say, why don't you pull over? And so on. So, yeah, yes. We can say that so far there are some ways to show our simple suggestion from a strong suggestion, and then this one a softer suggestion. And also we can use could to make a suggestion or to say what's possible. Could means a possibility or a good idea. So sometimes we say you could be number one. That's a suggestion. It means you need to learn hard, study well. You could be my wife, so you blah 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 blah. Start. Okay, look at the picture of the debating. We could. One debater said we could create more programs, but the other said it's a good idea to run your program. Okay, both of them are suggestions. Could, remember, could means possibility. Maybe you can say that's future planning. Okay, could. Okay, here's the other ways how to show your suggestion. We can use let's, misalnya let's go home. That's a suggestion. Let's cut the class. Oh no, tidak boleh bolos. Let's watch the movie. We can use shall, the first form of should. Shall we watch the movie? How about watching the movie? Okay, this is the new form. How about and what about are the same. Okay, but when we use about, how about and what about, the verb must be in a gerund form or a noun. Gerund. Gerund means a noun, the verb to be a noun. Okay, how about watching the movie? What about watching the movie? How about playing football? What about playing football? How about listening to the music? What about listening to the music? Shall we watch the listen to the music? Let's listen to the music. Or I suggest you watch the movie. We can use suggest. And then I suggest that you watch the movie. Or I suggest watching the movie. So now we have three sentences that use gerund. First, how about, what about, and then suggest. And then we also use a report from a report suggestion, like Ramadan suggested that you should watch the movie, or the teacher suggested that we should come earlier to school. Headmaster suggested that we should wear our school uniform when we come at school. Okay, so how many suggestion ways now? First, we can use should, shouldn't, need to, could, why don't you, it's a good idea to, let's, shall, how about, what about, I suggest. Okay, maybe 10. Okay, I think it's enough. So any question? Okay, now next time you will chat through the menus chat in YouTube when you have a question, or you can send a personal chat for me through WhatsApp when you can understand this material. Okay, now let's look at this example in the short dialogue. How to make suggestion. Can you read for us? Okay, one of you read this? No. Okay. Isel said, honey, let's order. What shall we have? What about having bakso granat? That sounds good to me. Could we have some bakso mangkok as well? Sure. Why don't we have some tolo lendong and tubalu soup? That's so. That's fine. I really love them. Okay, look at the underlined phrase in words. We have let's, we have shall, and we have what about, we have could, and why don't you. There are 5 ways to make suggestions in this dialogue. So this dialogue is has meaning that you have made some suggestion in your daily life. Now let's remember some ways of how you make suggestion in your daily life. Okay, any question? No? Okay, enough. Now your turn. Now your turn. Okay, provide 5 different ways of making suggestion based on the picture below. And I have a situation for you like this. The girls can send their photos through WhatsApp. How will you suggest them? Look at the picture. Both of the girls face difficulties in sending the photos through WhatsApp. So provide them 5 different ways of suggestion based on your own words, based on your ideas. Provide the answer and we will discuss in the next meeting. In the first 10 minutes in our virtual class, I will ask you one by one 5 different ways of making suggestion based on this picture. So remember it. That's all from me. Good evening. Have a nice weekend and see you next week. Thank you.